Hey guys, this is your host Nitin Binhani, and a very warm welcome to my startup podcast channel Jazair Audio, where we share real stories with real learnings.
Today, we will unravel the failure of InsurStaq, a Insurtech startup that had the right timing, the right buzzwords, and even the right market, but still shut down in 2024. So, what went wrong? Let's break it down into 3 parts, followed by lessons for the entrepreneurs. Part 1. The rise. InsurStaq was a promising player in the Insurtech space. Its mission was noble and real: to make insurance accessible, understandable, and manageable for the masses, primarily those from the fast-growing India's Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. It had even built a full insurance tech platform tailored for the non-English-speaking masses. This wasn't about just selling policies online, but integrating the full insurance lifecycle, from discovery, policy comparison, claims filing, to renewals, everything simplified through a mobile app interface. The early signs were encouraging. The COVID-19 pandemic had pushed many people to seriously think about life and health insurance. There was also growing smartphone penetration in non-metro areas. InsurStaq even raised funds, onboarded insurance partners, and soon enough started scaling operations at a good pace. But here's the thing: good ideas don't guarantee sustainable businesses. Part 2. The downfall. Despite the promising start, InsurStaq ran into 3 key challenges, and they were: A. Unsustainable customer acquisition costs, or CAC. The cost to acquire a customer, especially in smaller cities, was ballooning. Unlike metros, where you can retarget and optimize quickly, selling to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities required a hybrid model. You needed both field agents as well as technology. It's expensive, and long sales cycles meant high CAC and slow returns. B. Weak retention and repurchase. Insurance is not a high-frequency product. Unless you're cross-selling effectively or upselling additional products, your lifetime value, LTV, is capped. InsurStaq really struggled here, as it was mostly a one-time transaction. It wasn't able to build a sticky user experience or repeat transactions. C. Regulatory hurdles. The Indian insurance sector is heavily regulated by IRDAI. But maintaining compliance at scale, especially while using tech to automate workflows, led to high process complexities and friction. When the claims took a longer time, the user trust quickly eroded, but the lethal blow came from unsustainable business viability. Part 3. The final blow. Unsustainable business model with lack of funding. The fundamental unit economics of InsurStaq just didn't add up. They were burning huge cash on customer acquisition costs, agent commissions, compliance infrastructure, and localized operations. However, the average revenue per user was rather stagnant. The model didn't scale fast enough to survive a lean funding cycle. In 2023-2024, during the funding winter, VCs began pulling back, especially in sectors where break-even or profitability looked far away. InsurStaq couldn't raise their next round. With the runway quickly drying up and no immediate path to profitability, the founders had to shut it down. They issued a short note, citing market headwinds and funding constraints. Although the team had vision and execution skills, it underestimated the operational complexity of building for a heavily regulated, low-trust, low-margin market. In simpler terms, great mission, but wrong model. Finally, key lessons for entrepreneurs. Here are the 4 takeaways. 1. Don't let mass markets blind you. Yes, Tier 2 and Tier 3 are massive markets, but access doesn't equal adoption. Selling to the mass markets needs patience, it costs more, and demands deeper trust than most startups can budget for. If your model assumes metro-style growth in non-metro regions, you need to revisit your assumptions. Also, don't go full stack on technology unless you've the required capital to sustain for the long term. 2. Beware of low-frequency products. Insurance isn't something people buy every month. If you're in a low-frequency or one-time purchase market, your monetization model has to be airtight. Either you own the value chain, think Policy Bazaar, or find a way to cross-sell other associated products. InsurStaq did neither. 3. Raise for growth, not for runway. Funding should help you reach milestones. However, if you're only raising to extend your runway and not reach profitability or key traction, you're digging a deeper grave. InsurStaq raised, but their model needed too many rounds to sustain. 4. Build trust, not just tech. When you're dealing with people's money, especially in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, trust supersedes everything. InsurStaq focused on UI and features, but couldn't build enough trust at scale. That's where the traditional agents still win. InsurStaq showed promise, but in the end, it was a story of misjudged market dynamics, underestimated complexity, and a model that couldn't outlive its burn. Do you think startups with a single product or one-time purchase survive or flourish? Let us know by commenting on the podcast. Folks, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Join us next time as we continue exploring the dynamic world of startups and the valuable lessons from their journeys.